being able to spot red flags, being able to see when your natural gifts are enabling somebody versus empowering them. Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your support. My name is Phoenix, and this channel is all about inner transformation. In today's video, we're going to be exploring why narcissists love to target empaths and 3 ways that empaths can gain the upper hand. Now, I'm not a psychologist, but I did study psychology at university, and I'm also an empath who has had several experiences with women in relationships over the last few years that have taught me a great deal about this topic. So we often think about narcissists as people who they have this grandiose idea of self-importance, and they constantly crave attention. They need this constant supply of energy from others in order to feel good about themselves. And really what's beneath that is this deep-seated insecurity and this feeling of worthlessness. And oftentimes, more often than not, it is a learned set of behaviors that started early in childhood. And of course, we're all capable of displaying narcissism from time to time, but a narcissist is someone who is dominantly in this state. So when you think about children, think of children who had parents, and maybe you're one of these children, grown into an adult, of course, but your parents were not emotionally available, and they were not able to give you their pure presence, or they were not willing to. And yet, when it came to something like a competitive sport, they were there rooting you on, given that you succeeded. When it came to getting good grades, as long as you succeeded in school, that you would receive their approval and their praise. And so what this does is it creates a conditional set of circumstances for the child. If I win, if I do better than everyone else, if I show that I'm more important, then my parents will give me love. And it's sad, but it's very true. And so these children grow up and they learn to extract this attention and this love from others in more manipulative ways. And so enter the empath. Here is someone who is emotionally available, an excellent listener, is often willing to put others first, is someone who gives other people the benefit of the doubt, is not judgmental, very expansive in their thinking. They're very supportive. They're supporters. They love to uplift others. This is like the perfect combination. So a narcissist is like a heat-seeking missile for the empath. And the empath also is deriving something from that sort of a connection or relationship, because the empath feels the need to uplift others. They're receiving their validation in a different way. And so it's almost like a synergy, except what happens all too often is that the narcissist is so parasitic and is taking without giving back. And this is where the empath goes astray, because the empath doesn't understand. It's so used to giving, and it's not able to see when the narcissist is not giving back. And so ultimately, the empath feels drained, loses his or her power, and then when the narcissist is done with the empath, feels like they've extracted all that they can, maybe they reject them, cast them aside in favor of something else. And the empath feels rejected, feels alone, feels this lack of self-worth. Well, that sounds pretty bad, right? And it definitely happens more often than it should. But if empaths understood a few basic principles, then they could avoid this situation entirely. The first and absolutely most essential thing that you need to do as an empath is to recognize your immense value to society, to the entire world. Do you have any idea how rare it is for someone to be able to be emotionally available, male or female, to be able to listen with pure presence, to be supportive, to be positive, optimistic, to be able to have an expansive mindset, to be able to truly understand how other people are thinking. This is a superpower. This is so valuable to everyone that you will ever meet. And once you recognize that, you're going to be much more careful about who you give your energy to. And this is self-love. This is not narcissism. This is self-love. This is cultivating self-worth, growing and recognizing what other people, what narcissists already see in you. So in a way, having an experience with a narcissist should awaken you to the potential for what you can do, for what you can give. This energy should be used wisely. This is a responsibility that you have to people and planet. And so it's a sacred gift. It's not something to be pushed aside. This is so worthy. It can't even be put into words. So that is the most important thing. And from that, what happens? Number 2, okay? Letting go of the need to fix anyone. Letting go of the need to feel a resolution, to feel like you can be a savior, or to feel like you can mend or repair any situation. Accepting the circumstances exactly as they are. This is a refinement for an empath, because the empath has this bodhisattvic sort of awareness of, I came here to be of service, to help. Yes, this is true, but not everyone wants or needs your help. And these people, sometimes it's the people that are the closest to you, your friends and your family and people that you have intimate relationships with, and you really want them to see, but they have to blossom in their own time. It's just like if you were to take a flower and try to force it open, what would happen? It would destroy the flower. So let them have their process and accept that. Be even more expansive than you already are, and simply accept and surrender to the circumstances and trust that the universe is guiding you toward the people that need your gifts the most. And not just that, but they will value and appreciate you. They will see it, they will receive it, they will absorb it. They won't take it for granted. A narcissist will take it for granted. And it's a waste of your time and energy, and it's a waste of their time and energy, because what is it doing? It's enabling them. And this leads me into the third method, or the third mindset: increasing your discernment, being able to spot red flags, being able to see when your natural gifts are enabling somebody versus empowering them. When you're empowering somebody, you're inspiring them, and they are taking that energy in, and it is changing them in a positive way. And you could see that their behavior starts to change, their way of speaking, the way they carry themselves. Versus enabling somebody, it's like you are their crutch. And that is a parasitic relationship. You do not want that, because that is taking that valuable gift that you have to share with the world, and it's limiting it. It's channeling it in one direction toward one person. And that's where the enabling comes in, because a narcissist, in order to deflate a narcissist, you have to be willing to step back, to set a clear boundary, to say, I love you, I care about you as a human being, but I cannot stand here and allow you to take from me in this way. You need to be deriving that from within yourself as well. And you become the example by cultivating self-worth. You become the example when you stand up in front of the mirror and tell yourself how much you love yourself and how special you are and how unique you are. And when you are able to be in full authenticity, to be able to give, but with reserve, to hold back when needed, because sometimes it is the act of holding back that is most beneficial to someone. It is the act of saying, no, this is not okay. This is not the way to receive my love and attention. It's just like a young child. Children who throw tantrums to get attention, if the parent is smart, they'll catch on. And sooner or later, what happens if the child is throwing tantrums every day? Eventually, the parent will just ignore the child until the tantrum is over, and the child will then come and maybe apologize or maybe ask for a hug, a healthier expression of love. And it changes the bond between the parent and the child. It's the same way with dealing with a narcissist. It's not something that you need to absolutely just push away, but you can say no, and it will naturally create a vortex around you. It will change your energetic field. It will say, I know who I am. I know the gifts that I have to share with the world. I know how valuable I am. My time and energy is valuable. Do not take advantage of it. I will walk away. And this will elevate the narcissist and inspire him or her to change indirectly, even if it means that there's a split and you lose the friend, or you lose the connection with the family member or the loved one. It still indirectly has a positive effect on them because you are being your authentic self. And that is the most important thing that you can do. Do not dim your light for anyone. Do not turn down your abilities. Don't pretend that you're something else. Don't try to fit in with everyone else, because empaths are desperately needed right now. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and have a beautiful rest of your day.